Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to solve Cambridge International AS and A Levels Mathematics Paper 1 Pure Mathematics 1 in a session February-March 2024 Paper 1-2. So let's start with the first question. Question number 1, find the exact value of this integral. So as you can see, this is a definite integral, right? So we can rewrite this as from 3 to infinity 2x to the power minus 2 dx. Okay, now applying the power rule of integration over here. So this is 2 is as it is, x to the power minus 2 plus 1 over minus 2 plus 1, and the integration is from 3 to infinity. Further simplification, we have x to the power minus 1 over minus 1, and the limit is from 3 to infinity. Okay, so this becomes negative 2. Minus 1 and minus 2 is minus 2 over x from 3 to infinity. Let me apply the upper limit minus 2 over infinity minus this is the upper limit, subtract the lower limit is 3. I applied the upper limit is infinity minus the lower limit is 3. Something divided by infinity is equals to 0, right? So you know that anything over infinity, this is always equals to 0. Negative times negative is positive, so it is 2 over 3. So 0 plus 2 by 3, so the simplified answer is just 2 by 3. So this is the exact value for the integral. Question number 2, the diagram shows the part of the curve with equation y equals to k sine 1 over 2x. Okay, where k is a positive constant. K should be a positive constant, and x is measured in radians. So this should be in radians, not in degrees, right? The curve has a minimum point a. A is the minimum point of the curve. Part A state the coordinates of A. Okay, since A is the minimum point of the curve, we need to find out its coordinate. What is the x coordinate of A and what is the y coordinate of A? Okay, let me write down the standard form for the sinusoidal function, the sine function. Y equals to A sine bx plus c. This is the transformed form of the sinusoidal function, the sine function. Okay. Now what we have given? We have given is y equals to k sine 1 by 2 x plus 0. So the a value is k, the c value is 0, the b value is 1 by 2. Okay. So we know that the y coordinate of minimum point that is equals to y coordinate of the minimum point is always equals to the c value minus the a value. C is basically the equation of x's. So here the equation of x's is 0 and a is the amplitude minus the a value, right? So in this case, the c value is 0, the a value is k. So 0 minus k, so that is negative of k. So y coordinate is negative k. So that is a standard formula. You have to note it down that the y coordinate of the minimum point is always c minus a. Right? Now we need to figure out now this value over here. If I can say at this point, we have the y and we have some x. So this y is negative k. Let me solve for the x. Now, as we know the y value is negative of k, we have to substitute it over here. Now we need to find out the x coordinate for the minimum point. Okay, since we know the y value is negative k, so now we can say when y equals to negative k, solve for x. Okay. Now let me solve for x. Just substitute y equals to minus k. So minus k equals to k sine half x, right? So here we have k, and k is cancelled out, so we can say minus 1 is equals to sine 1 over 2 x. Now this equation says that sine is negative. Now we need to draw the coordinate diagram and check sine is negative in which quadrant. Okay, so if I can draw it over here. So according to the coordinate diagram, we know that here all trigonometric ratios are positive, sine is positive, tan is positive, cosine is positive, right? So for the first, we have the base angle, pi minus base angle, pi plus base angle, and 2 pi minus the base angle. Okay, because the x is in radians, so that is why I'm using the operations with pi. Okay, so now let me write down the equation. The equation is sine of half x is negative 1. So sine is negative in which quadrant? Sine is positive in first and second quadrant, and then negative in third and the fourth quadrant, right? So first we need to figure out what is the base angle. So the base angle is 1 over 2x is equals to sine inverse of 1. So keep in mind, whenever we are solving the base angle, we have to consider the positive of that number. Ignore the negative signs, right? So what is sine inverse of 1 in terms of radians? My calculator is in radians. Sine inverse of 1 is pi by 2. So 1 over 2x, this is pi by 2. This is your base angle. Base angle is your pi by 2, right? Now we have to see that sine is negative in, sine is negative in third quadrant. Sorry, third quadrant. Since sine is negative in third quadrant, so the operation for the third quadrant is pi minus the base angle. Okay. So this is a base angle. So 1 over 2x is basically pi minus the base angle is minus 1 by 2. So we have to pi plus the base angle. It's plus. Yeah. We have 2 pi plus pi divided by 2. That is 3 pi by 2. Okay. And also sine is negative in the fourth quadrant. What is the value? So this angle would be equals to 2 pi minus the base angle. So this is your base angle, right? 2 times 2 is 4. So 4 pi minus pi divided by 2. This is again 3 pi by 2. So from both you will get the same answers. This implies 1 over 2x is 3 pi over 2. So you can cancel the 2 on both sides. So x value is 3 pi. So this is the x coordinate. So the x coordinate of the minimum point. So we can say coordinates of the point A, x coordinate is 3 pi and the y coordinate is negative k. So here the A coordinate, x coordinate is 3 pi and the y coordinate is negative of k. Moving to part B, a sequence of transformation is applied to the curve in the following order. The first transformation is translation of 2 units in the negative y direction. Y means the vertical translation. We have vertical translation 2 units down, because it is negative 2 units and negative. Y direction means vertical translation 2 units down. What does that mean? There is no horizontal translation. So the translation is, the horizontal is 0, the vertical is negative 2. Okay, the second transformation is a reflection in x-axis. Whenever we have a reflection in x-axis, it means y would be equals to negative of the whole function f of x. Find the equation of a new curve. The first thing is to find the equation of a new curve and determine the coordinates of the point on the new curve corresponding to A. So we need to figure out what are the coordinates for A according to the new curve. So first thing first, we need to find out the new curve. Okay, so we have given the equation of curve is y equals to k sine 1 over 2x. Okay, so first we apply the translation of 2 units in the negative y direction, vertical translation 2 units down. So horizontal translation deals with x and the vertical translation deals with y, right? So it means y is equals to k sine half x and minus 2. With the whole function, it subtract 2. That is a vertical translation. Now reflection in x-axis means the whole function is reversed. So it is minus of k sine half x minus 2, or we can say y equals to negative times negative is positive minus k sine half x. This is the equation of a new curve. So 2 is positive and this function is negative. That is equation of new curve. And now we need to figure out what are the coordinates of A. So the second thing is coordinates of A. Coordinates of A. Okay, now to get the coordinates of point A, as you can see, both the things are applied on y. Nothing changes with x, right? Because the translation is in y direction. The reflection in x-axis also affect the y value, not the x value, right? So the x coordinate stays the same, which is 2 pi. Only changes the y coordinate, right? Let me explain one more time that we have two transformation is applied on f of x to get the new curve, and both the transformations deals with the y values, not the x values, because we have a translation 2 units down. We have a vertical translation 2 units down means in the y value, y coordinate, we have to subtract 2. So the coordinates of A are 3 pi minus k, and it changed. First transformation is applied, so A changes to 3 pi minus k minus 2, because we have a vertical translation 2 units down. So vertical translation is affect your y coordinate, not the x one. So minus 2 in the y value. Now for the next transformation, we have a reflection in x-axis, the y values changes. So A is 3 pi and minus of minus k minus 2. It's reverse. So now the coordinates of A becomes 3 pi and k plus 2. K becomes positive, 2 is negative times negative is positive. So these are the new coordinates for A. Question number 3. A curve is such that its first derivative is given to us. It is given that the points 1, 9 and 5a lies on the curve. Find the value of A. Okay, so let me figure out what is the equation of curve first, right? So because these 2 points lies on the curve, not on the derivative, right? Okay, so we have dy over dx is equals to 3 4x plus 5 to the power 1 by 2. So we need to integrate both sides with respect to x. Integration dx. So dx is cancelled with the dx, derivative with integral is cancelled out. We are just left with y equals to 3 is a constant, the power rule of integration. So 4x plus 5 power plus 1 divides power plus 1, multiply 1 over the derivative of 4x plus 5 is just 4, plus some constant of integration. This C is a constant of integration because this is indefinite integral. Okay, all right, so now y is equals to 3 4x plus 5 to the power 1 by 2 plus 1, 2 plus 1 is 3 by 2. This is also 3 by 2, multiply by 1 by 4 plus c. Okay, now we have y is equals to 3 multiply 2 by 3 multiply 1 by 4, and this is 4x plus 5 to the power 3 by 2 plus, see what I did, I put 2 1 by 4 before, and this is a reciprocal of 3 by 2, becomes 2 by 3. So this 3 is cancelled out with this 3. 2 times 1 is 2, 2 times 2 is 4, so y is equals to 1 by 2 into 4x plus 5 to the power 3 by 2 plus some constant of integration, that is the equation of curve. So as we know, this point lies on the curve 1 9, this is a point lies on the curve, so it means it must satisfy the curve, right? Okay, 1 9 lies on the curve. Okay, now it must satisfy the curve when x value is 1 and the y is 9, equals to 1 over 2, x is 1, so 4 plus 5 to the power 3 by 2 plus c, because 4 times 1 is just 4. Okay, 4 plus 5 is 9, and 9 to the power 3 by 2 is 27, and divided by 2, so we have 9 minus 27 over 2 is your c value. 9 minus answer minus 9 by 2. The c is minus 9 by 2. That is the constant of integration. Now the equation of curve is y is equals to 1 over 2 into 4x plus 5 to the power 3 by 2 minus 9 by 2. Okay. Now we know that this point also lies on the curve, so it must satisfy the curve. Okay, so 5a lies on the curve. Okay, so since the a value is y is a and x is 5, so y value is a 1 over 2, x value is 5, 4 times 5 plus 5 to the power 3 by 2 minus a. Minus 9 by 2, sorry, we need to figure out the value for a, just simplify and get the a value. Okay, 4 times 5 is 20 plus 5 is 25, 25 to the power 3 by 2 is 125, and divided by 2, so the a value is 125 divided by 2 and minus 9 by 2. 125 by 2 subtract 9 by 2, this is 58. We done with the a value is 58. So that is the value for a. Okay. Question number 4, part A, prove that the left hand side equals to the right hand side. So let me start from the left hand side. So the left hand side is sine theta plus cos theta its whole square minus 1 over cos square theta. So here we apply a plus b whole square formula. So we know that a plus b whole square equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Okay, so a square is sine square theta plus 2 into sine theta into cos theta plus cos square theta. Negative 1 is as it is. This whole thing divides cos square theta. Okay. Now use the identity. As we know that cos sine square theta plus cos square theta, this is equals to 1. Sine square plus cos square, that is equals to 1. So we can combine it. Sine square theta plus cos square theta plus 2 sine theta cos theta minus 1. This divides cos theta square theta. Okay, sine square and cos square is 1, so 1 plus 2 sine theta cos theta, and minus 1 divides cos square theta. So positive 1 and negative 1 is just 0, so we are left with 2 sine theta cos theta over cos square theta. So now we can say this cos is cancelled with cos square, so we are left with 2 sine theta over cos theta, and sine over cos is the ratio of tangent, so this is 2 tan theta, and that is equals to my right hand side. 2 tan theta. Now for part B, hence solve the equation. Hence means use the answer from part A. Solve this equation from minus 90 to plus 90 degree. All right. So this whole thing, as you know, is sine theta plus cos theta whole square minus 1 over cos square. This is 2 tangent theta. This is equals to 5 tangent cube theta. So 2 tan theta minus 5 tan cube theta, this is equals to 0. Taking tan theta common, we are left with 2 minus 5 tan square theta equals to 0. So this implies tan theta is equals to 0, or 2 minus 5 tan square theta is equals to 0, right? So we have minus 5 tan square theta is minus 2. Negative is cancelled with negative. Tan square theta is 2 by 5. And what is tan theta? Tan theta is plus minus square root of 2 by 5. Okay, now the domain is from minus 90 to plus 90 degree, and it is in degrees. So first thing is to convert the calculator into degree mode. Okay, now the first answer is tangent theta is 0. Theta is tangent inverse of 0, that is equals to 0. So from here theta value is tangent inverse of 0, theta value is 0. Okay, now here we have two solutions with a positive root and with a negative root. We have to solve one by one. Okay, first let me draw the coordinate diagram for this. So this is a coordinate diagram. Okay, so here all positive, sine, tan, and cos is positive. And the operation is we have the base angle 180 degree minus the base angle. And okay, this is from 0 minus 90 to plus 90. Okay, so how can we write down? This is from 0 to 90 degree, right? And this is from 0 to minus 90 degree. So if it is theta, this becomes minus theta. So we are just using the first and the fourth quadrant according to the given domain. The theta and minus theta, it is reverse. So this is the positive angle when we move anti-clockwise, and when we move clockwise, the operation is negative, right? So in the first quadrant, tangent is positive, and the fourth quadrant, tangent is negative. And as you can see in this equation, tangent theta is 0. So here tangent is positive. So tangent is basically positive in the first and the third quadrant. But according to the given range of the theta, we are just considering the first quadrant as a positive one, not the third one, because third one is not in our given range, right? So here the base angle is theta equals to 0 degree. So that is considered as at 0 degree. Now we have two cases. The first case is, let me find out the base angle for both of them. So tangent theta is root 2 by 5. Another one I can do, tangent theta is negative root 2 by 5. Okay. First thing, we need to figure out the base angle. So what is the base angle? Base angle is theta equals to tangent inverse of root 2 by 5. Tangent inverse root 2 by 5. 32.31, 32.3. Theta value is 32.3. That is the base angle, right? Now we can check tangent is positive in first and third quadrant, but we are just considering the first one according to the given range of the theta. So now we can say tangent tan is positive in first quadrant. So according to the first quadrant, what is the value of the angle? Angle is basically equals to the base angle. So theta equals to the base angle, which is 32.3 degrees. Okay, and the first answer is 32.3 degree. One answer is 0 degree. Let me solve for the next one. Okay, so for this again we need to figure out what is a base angle. So base angle is basically the angle which we need to solve without the signs. Okay. So theta is equals to tangent inverse of root 2 by 5. That is the base angle. And we have done which is 32.3 degrees. Okay. Now here tangent is negative. Now tangent is negative in the fourth quadrant according to the given range of the values of theta, right? So we can say tan is negative in fourth quadrant. And in the fourth quadrant, the value of theta is basically equals to negative of the base angle, which is 32.3 degrees. So all the desired solutions, we can write it over here. The solutions are theta value is 0, theta is 32.3 degrees, and theta is minus 32.3 degrees, and all these values are between minus 90 to plus 90 degree. I hope this makes sense now. Question number 5. A curve has equation. Find the equation of normal to the curve at the point 2, 1, giving your answer in the form of ax plus by plus c equals to 0, where a, b, c are integers. So first thing first, we need to write down what is equation of normal. Equation of normal. Equation of normal is y minus y naught equals to negative of 1 over the gradient at the point x naught y naught into x minus x naught. Y minus y naught equals to m into x minus x naught for equation of normal negative reciprocal of the gradient of tangent at that point, right? So what is m? M is basically the gradient dy over dx, right? So this is d over dx of the function y, which is 3 into 2x square minus 5 to the power negative 1. Yeah, let me apply the derivative. 3 is a constant, right? Applying the power rule, minus 1 is a power, the base function, power minus 1, and the derivative of the base function, which is 2x square minus 5. Okay, the power rule of differentiation is power base function power minus 1 derivative of the base function. This is minus 3 2x square minus 5 to the power negative 2, and its derivative is 2 times 2 is 4x. And further simplification gives you minus 3 times 4 is 12, x divides 2x square minus 5 whole square. Shift the power to the denominator becomes positive. Now what is dy over dx at the point 2, 1 when x is 2? Minus 12 into 2 divides 2 into 2 square minus 5 and its whole square. This is negative 24. 2 times 12 is 24, right? Now 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8, and 8 minus 5 is 3, and 3 square is 9. So negative 24 over 9, this is minus 8 over 3. Okay, now let me substitute everything into the equation of normal. So we can say equation of normal, this becomes y minus y naught is 1 equals to negative and its reciprocal. So it becomes 3 over minus 8 into x minus 2. So negative is cancelled out. So y minus 1 is equals to 3 over 8 with x and minus 3 over 8 with 2. Okay. Y is equals to 3 over 8x minus 3 times 2 would be 6 over 8, and shift the 1 on the other side plus 1. Minus 6 by 8 and plus 1 is 1 over 4. Y is equals to 3 over 8x plus 1 over 4. Okay. We need to convert it into this form ax plus by plus c, where a, b, c should be integers. Okay, so make an LCM. So this is 3x plus 2 over 8. So the denominator is 8, so 3x is as it is. 4 times 2 is 8, so 2 is multiplying, right? Cross multiplied, so 8y is equals to 3x plus 2, or we can say minus, no, 3x is as it is, shift 8y, minus 8y plus 2 is equals to 0. Now ax plus by plus c equals to 0. A is 3, b is minus 8, and c is 2. 3 minus 8 and 3 all are integers. So that is the equation of normal in the given form. Question number 6, it is given that the coefficient of x cube in the expansion of this is 432. Find the value of a constant a. Okay, so first let me apply the binomial expansion of 2 plus ax to the power 4. 2 to the power 4 plus 4c1 2 to the power 3 ax plus 4c2 2 to the power 4, 3 and 2 ax square plus 4c3 2 to the power 1 ax to the power 3 plus 4c4, this is ax to the power 4, right? Open this. So 2 plus ax to the power 4, this becomes 2 to the power 4 is 16. Yeah, that is 16. 4c1, 4c1 is 4, multiply by 2 cube is 8 ax, 32 ax, 4c2, 4c2, multiply 2 square is 4, 24 a square x square, 4c3, 4c3, sorry, 4c3 is 4, multiply by 2 8, 8 a cube x cube plus 4c4 is 1 a4x4. We need to figure out the coefficient of x cube. So this is x cube term, right? Now let me take its product with 5 minus ax, right? Now 2 plus ax to the power 4 and its product with 5 minus ax. So this whole term, we open the expansion and product it with 5 minus ax. So first product it with 5. So 5, we can write down 16 plus 32 ax plus 24 a square x square plus 8 a cube x cube plus a4 x4 and its product with 5 minus ax. First take the product with 5. Okay, and just pick the because it is given that the coefficient of x cube in this expansion, just pick the x cube coefficient. Okay, pick the coefficients of x cube because just need the x cube only, right? Okay, so x cube terms are 5 is multiplying with the constant with x square with x cube. So this is 5 into 8 a cube x cube, right? And there we will get x to the power 4 term. Minus ax is multiplying with the constant. If this is x term, these two becomes x square term, these two becomes x cube term. So minus ax, its product with 24 a square x square, right? Now this is x to the power 4 term, x to the power 5 terms. So these two are x cube terms, right? Let me simplify. 5 times 8 is 40. This is 40 a cube x cube minus 24 a cube x cube. Okay, so 40 take away 24 is 16. This is 16 a cube and x cube. Okay, Now we have given that um, coefficient of x cube is 432. We have given in the question that in this expansion x cube coefficient is 432. So in the expansion the x cube coefficient is 16 a cube, and put it equals to 432 and solve for a. A cube is equals to 432 divided by 16. 432 over 16 is 27. A cube is 27. So a cube is 27 is 3 cube is 27, right? 3 to the power 3 is 27, right? Okay, so a cube and its whole power 1 over 3 is 3 cube and its whole power is 1 over 3. So we can take cancel it out. So a value is 3. So we need to figure out the value of a constant a. So the value of that constant a is just 3. Question number 7. The straight line meets the curve at a single point P. Okay, so when the curve meets the line at a single point, it means its discriminant b square minus 4ac, this is equals to 0. When there is one point of intersection, discriminant is equals to 0. Part A, find the value of a constant k. Okay, so first thing, point of intersection of curve and line. Okay, so the curve is 2x square plus 3y square. Y value is x plus 5. Take its whole square equals to k. So 2x square plus 3 is outside, x square plus 2 times x times 5. 2 times 5 is 10x and 5 square is 25. I opened a plus b whole square formula. A square plus 2ab plus b square and minus k equals to 0. 2x square plus 3x square, 3 times 10 is 30x and 3 times 25, 75. 75 minus k equals to 0. So 2 and 3 would be 5x square, 30x, and the constant term is 75 minus k. This is equals to 0. So now this is a quadratic equation, right? When this quadratic equation has one point of intersection, it means we have the discriminant equals to 0. For one point of intersection, b square minus 4ac is equals to 0. So a is a coefficient of x square. This is your a. B is a coefficient of x and c is the constant term. Okay. Now let me substitute everything. B value is 30. So 30 square minus 4. The a value is 5 and the c value is 75 minus k equals to 0. So 30 square is 900. 4 times 5 is 20. 75 minus k equals to 0. So 20 times 75 is 1500. Negative times negative positive, 20k equals to 0. From 900 subtract 1500 is minus 600. So 20k minus 600 equals to 0. So 20k equals to 600. So what is k? K is 600 divided by 20. Okay, 600 divided by 20 is 30. So the k value is 30. So value of a constant k we need to figure out. So that value is equals to 30. So here this k value is yes 30. Okay. Now for part B, find the coordinates of P. the coordinates of point P, that single point of intersection. And to get that point of intersection, as we know that the point of intersection of the curve and the line, we put them equal and we got this equation. We can say this is equation static. Okay, so we can say put k is equals to 30 in equation static. Okay, so we got the equation which is 5x square plus 30x plus 75 minus the k value equals to 0. Okay, 5x square plus 30x, and from 75 take away 30 is 45. Yes, it's 45 equals to 0. All the terms are divisible by 5. You can divide it by 5, 5, 5, and 5. So 5 times 1 is 5. X square is left. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 9 is 45, and that is equals to 0. Okay. So if we can simplify, this is x square plus 2 into x into 3. 2 times 3 is 6x plus 3 square equals to 0. So this is x plus 3 whole square. So x plus 3 is equals to 0. Take a square root on both sides. So the x value is negative 3. So the coordinate x coordinate of the point P is negative 3. We can simplify the y coordinate by plugging into the curve or the line. So we can say for the y coordinate, y value is x plus 5. So y is x is minus 3 plus 5. So the y value is 2. So we can say the coordinates of single point of intersection P is minus 3 and 2. Question number 8, part A. An arithmetic progression is such that its first term is 6. This is an arithmetic progression, right? For arithmetic progression, the first term, the A value is 6. The 10th term is this. So the term 10th is 19.5. Find the sum of first 100 terms of this arithmetic progression. As 100 we need to figure out. Okay, so we have the first term. Okay, first let me write down the formulas for arithmetic progression. The term formula is Tn is equals to A plus n minus 1 into D. So what is T10? T10 is equals to A plus 10 minus 1 into D. Okay, so T10 is given which is 19.5. The A value is given which is 6 into 9D. Let me solve for D. 19.5 minus 6 divided by 9, that is the D value. Shift the 6 on the other side and then divide it by 9. Okay, 19.5 minus 6 divided by 9, that is 1.5. So we have done the D is 1.5. Once we got the D value, we can plug into the sum and get the sum of the first 10 terms. So Sn for arithmetic progression is n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. Now n value is 100, a is 6, d is 1.5. Plug everything and solve for S 100. 100 divided by 2 into 2 times 6 plus 100 minus 1 into 1.5. So S100, this is 50 into 100 by 2 is 50. And 2 times 6 is 12. And 99 times 1.5 is 148.5. Add up with 12 and multiply with 50. This is equals to S100 8025. This is a first 100 sum of first 100 terms of this arithmetic progression. Part B, a geometric progression. Now it is a geometric progression. A1, A2, A3 is such that the first term is 24 and the common ratio R is 1 by 2. The sum to infinity of this progression is denoted by S. The sum to infinity of the even number terms A2, A4, A6 is denoted by S even. Find the value of S infinity and S even. Okay. So S infinity has a formula A over 1 minus R, but the reason R should lies between minus 1 and plus 1. Since the R value is 1 by 2, which is zero point 0.5, and it lies in the given range, right? And let me solve for S infinity. S is basically the S infinity. The A is 24 over 1 minus 1.5, 0.5. 1 by 2 is zero point 0.5, right? 1 minus zero point 0.5 and 24 divided by answer is 48. That is equals to 48. So we have done with S value, which is 48. Now the next thing is to find the even number, sum of even terms, right? Now even numbered terms, if A2, A4, A6, these are the even number term, right? A2, we need to solve what is A2, what is A4, and what is A6 basically. When we have the first term and we have a common ratio, so what is A2? For geometric progression, the term nth term is a r to the power n minus 1. So the second term is a r1. A r1. The fourth term is a r 4 minus 1 3. A r 6 minus 1 5, and so on. Okay. So a value is 24. The r value is 1 by 2. A is 24 into 1 by 2 cube. A is 24 into 1 by 2 to the power 5, and so on. Okay. 24 times 1 by 2 is 12. 1 by 2 to the power 3 is 1 over 8 times by 24 is 3. 1 by 2 times the power 5 times by 24 is 3 by 4, and so on. Now find out the common. So the even number term, for even numbered terms of the geometric progression, this is geometric progression. Now the first term is 12, and what is a common ratio? Common ratio is, sorry, second term over the first term, or we can say the third term over the second term. 3 over 12 is 1 by 4, and 3 by 4 divided by 3 is also 1 by 4. The common ratio is 1 by 4, and 1 by 4 is 0.25, which lies between minus 1 and plus 1, because sum to infinity only exists when the common ratio is between negative 1 and positive 1. Now let me solve for S even. A over 1 minus R. A is the first term, which is 12 over 1 minus 1 by 4. So 1 minus 1 by 4 and 12 divided by answer, that is equals to 16. So we can say the sum of even terms is equals to 16. The sum to infinity of even terms is 16, and the sum to infinity of the progression is 48. Question number 9. The functions f and g are defined for all real values of x by f of x and g of x. It's a quadratic function, and this is the linear function, right? Where k is a constant, that k value is a constant. Part A, given that the range of the function g composition f is g f of x is greater than equals to 39, find the value of k. There should be one value of k. Okay. So first thing first, we need to figure out what is g f of x. So we have g, and f of x is this function, which is 3x minus 2 whole square plus k. Okay, what is g of x? 5 times x, this function, minus 1. 5 into the function 3x minus 2 whole square plus k and minus 1. Or we can arrange this into 5 product with 3x minus 2 whole square plus 5k and minus 1. Okay, now you can see this is similar to the vertex form of a quadratic equation. If I can write down the vertex form, y is equals to a into x minus b plus c square, right? And the vertex is b and c are the vertex. B and c, this is a vertex of the quadratic. And keep in mind that the range of vertex form is less than equals to or greater than equals to the c value, the y coordinate of the vertex, right? C is basically the y coordinate. This is the standard formula, that whenever you have the vertex form of a quadratic, its range is always less than equals to and greater than equals to or greater than equals to the y coordinate of the vertex. Now in this case, this is your y coordinate of the vertex. And how can we decide that it is less or greater? It depends on the leading coefficient, the a value. When the a value is positive, it is greater than equals to. When the a value is negative, it is less than equals to, right? So in this case, the a value is positive, right? A value is 5. We are not considering the b, we're just considering the c value. Since a value is positive, the c value is 5k minus 1. So now the range, in this case, the range of g f of x is, since a value is positive, it is greater than equals to the y coordinate of the vertex, and that y coordinate of the vertex we have given is 39. So this whole thing we have given is 39. So we can put this equals to 39 and solve for k. So 5k minus 1 equals to 39. 5k equals to 39 plus 1. 5k is equals to 40. And k is equals to 40 divided by 5. 5 times 8 is 40. So here the k value is 8. So we have done with the k value, that is 8. I hope this makes sense now. Moving to part B, for this value of k, determine the range of the function f composition g. Okay. Now use a value of k. What is f of x? F of x is 3x minus 2 whole square plus k, and g of x is 5x minus 1. Now find out what is f g of x. So f g of x is 5x minus 1. Okay. Now we can say what is g, f g of x is f of something. So f of x, just x is replacing over here. All right. 3 x value 5x minus 1, negative 2, this term whole square, and plus 8 is outside. What I did here, x and x. Now in this case, this whole thing is your x, 5x minus 1. Okay. Simplify. 3 times 5 is 15. 3x minus 3 times 1 is 3 minus 2. Its whole square plus 8. 15x minus 5 whole square plus 8. Okay. Now convert it into vertex form. The vertex form is a is outside, x minus b whole square plus c. So x coefficient should be 1. So if we can take 15 common, we have x minus 5 over 15, and this thing whole square plus 8. 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 3 is 15. And what is 15 square? X minus 1 over 3 square plus 8. Okay, so what is 15 square? 225. Yeah, this is 225 into x minus 1 over 3 whole square plus 8. This is the vertex form. A x minus b square plus c. So what is the range? So we can say the range of f g of x, the range of the vertex form is always greater than equals to, because the a value is positive, the y coordinate of the vertex, that is 8. I hope this is clear now. This is a vertex form of a quadratic equation, which is a x minus b plus c, right? And since a is positive, so it is greater than equals to, and 8 is the y coordinate of the vertex, that is 8. So its range is greater than equals to 8. Now for part C, the function h is defined for all real values of x and is such that gh of x is given to us. Find an expression for g inverse, hence or otherwise find the expression for h of x. So g of x we have given in the question, which is 5x minus 1. Okay, so find g inverse of x. So the steps to find out g inverse of x, the first step is y equals to g of x, which is 5x minus 1. The second step is switch the variables. Y switch to x and this is equals to 5, x switches to y and minus 1. And the third step is to solve for y. So x plus 1 would be 5y, shifting the 1 on the other side. X plus 1 divided by 5, this is your y, or you can say g inverse of x. Or we can say g inverse of x is x plus 1 divided by 5. That is the inverse function. We have done with g inverse of x. Now we have to solve for the expression for h of x. Use the information, this information, right? So we can say, given that we have g h of x is 35x plus 19. Okay. Now g h of x. Now what is g of x? G of x is 5 times x minus 1, and g h of x is 5 times h of x minus 1. 5 times h of x minus 1. This is 35x plus 19. Okay. Now 5 times h of x. This is 35x plus 19, and this is plus 1. 5 times h of x. This is 35x plus 20. And now what is h of x? H of x is 35x plus 20 divided by 5. Both the terms are separately divided by 5. So h of x is 35 over 5x plus 20 over 5. 5 times 7 is 35. 5 times 4 is 20. So the expression for h of x is 7x plus 4. This is my h of x. Question number 10. The diagram shows the circle with the center C. So we have given the center of a circle and the radius of a circle. The circle intersect the y-axis at points A and B. Okay, it intersect the y-axis. It means the x should be equals to 0, and there are some y coordinates for A and B. The size of angle ACB, AC and B is theta radians. That angle is theta radians. Part A, find the equation of tangent to the circle at point minus 6, 9. equation of tangent at this point. Okay, so if I can draw the tangent, minus 6, the x value is minus 6, the y value is 9. Let's say this point is minus 6, 9. Here the x value is negative 6, and here the y value is 9. Okay, so this is a point minus 6 and 9. Let me draw the equation of tangent at this point. So the tangent touch the circle at one point, and tangent is perpendicular to the radius of a circle, right? So for equation of tangent, we need the point which we have given minus 6 and 9, and we need the gradient. So as we know that the gradient of radius is perpendicular to the gradient of tangent. So let me find out the gradient of radius. This point is minus 6 9, and this point we have given is minus 4 and minus 5. The point is minus 4 and 5. Okay. Now we have 2 points. Now let me solve for gradient of radius. Gradient of radius, it means from C to the point. Let's say the point P. Let's say this is P. I named it. So the formula for gradient is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, C to P. This is x1 y1, this is x2 y2, right? Y2 minus y1. Y2 is 9, y1 is 5, over x2 is minus 6, and x1 is minus 4. So from 9 take away 5, this is 4, and 6 plus 4, minus 6 plus 4 is 4 divided by negative 2 or minus 2. This is the gradient of radius. Now we know that tangent is perpendicular to the radius. So gradient of radius tangent is negative, and the reciprocal of 2 is 1 over 2. Negative reciprocal of minus 2 is minus 1 by 2. So this becomes 1 by 2, right? Tangent is perpendicular to the radius, so the gradient of tangent is negative reciprocal of gradient of radius. Okay, let me write down the equation of tangent now. Equation of tangent is y minus y naught. Y naught is 9 equals to the slope into x minus x naught. So it's plus 6. So that equation is y minus y naught equals to the gradient into x minus x naught. X naught is minus 6, y naught is 9, and the slope is m value is 1 by 2. So that is the equation. Okay. You can keep it as it is, or you can simplify it as well. Both answers are correct, right? Now for part B, find the equation of circle in the form. In this form, we need to find the equation of circle. Okay. So the the standard form of a circle, we can write it down that x minus a whole square plus y minus b whole square equals to the radius square. We have the a and b, we have the radius. So ab is basically the center, which is minus 4 and 5, and r is the radius, which is root 20. Plug everything. So x minus 4 square plus y minus 5 square, and the radius is root 20 its square. Okay, open the square. A plus b whole square is a square plus 2ab, 2 into x into 4. 2 times 4 is 8 and x, and 4 square is 16, plus x a minus b whole square. So the first term square minus 2 times 5 times y, so 10y plus 5 square is 25, and this is just 20. Square and the square root is cancelled out. So here we have x square plus 8x plus y square minus 10y plus 16 plus 25 and minus 20 equals to 0. Simplify. We have 16 plus 25 and minus 20 is 21. So x square plus 8x plus y square plus minus 10y and plus 21 equals to 0. Now rearrange this form: x square plus y square plus 8x minus 10y plus 21. This is equals to 0. Now this is in the form of x square plus y square plus ax plus by plus c equals to 0. Now for part C, find the value of theta correct to four significant figures. Where is theta? Theta is the angle ACB, that is in radians. Okay. Now, as we know, C to B is root 20, C to A is root 20. We have the two sides of this triangle ABC, and one angle we need to find. We need the third side. When all the three sides are given, we can find out the missing angle by using law of cosine. All right. So let me solve what is A and B. Yeah. So first thing, we need to figure out the coordinates of A and B. Coordinates of A and B. Since A and B are the points where x value is equals to 0, right? So we can say, because it says a circle intersect the y-axis at point A and B. This is a circle. It intersects the y-axis at point A and B, so the x should be equals to 0, right? So we can say in equation of circle, put x is equals to 0. So when x value is 0 in equation of circle, this is equation of circle, just substitute x equals to 0 and solve for y. Here x is 0 and here x is 0. So we are just left with y square minus 10y plus 21 equals to 0. Now this is a quadratic equation and a variable y. We can factorize this equation. 1 times 21 is 21, or 3 times 7 is 21, minus 3 minus 7 is minus 10. Break the midterm. Y square minus 3y minus 7y plus 21 equals to 0. Y is common, y minus 3 is left, negative 7 is common, y minus 3 is left. So the two factors are y minus 3 and y minus 7 equals to 0. So here we can get y minus 3 is equals to 0, or y minus 7 is equals to 0. So the y value is 3 and the y value is 7. So 3 and 7 are the two y values. So here the y value we can say 3, and here the y value we can say 7. So 0, 7 is a coordinate for A and 0, 3 is the coordinate for B. Now we have the coordinates for A and B. So what is the difference between 7 and 3? So between 7 and 3, from 7 take away 3, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the difference is just 4. So the distance between AB, this distance between AB is just 4 units. This distance is 4. This is root 20. This is root 20. And this is angle theta. Now let me solve for theta. Let me draw that triangle. Okay. So we have A, B, and C. This is theta. This is the radius root 20. This is a radius root 20, and this length is 4. So when three sides of a triangle is given, we can find the missing angle by using law of cosine, right? Let me apply law of cosine over here. Law of cosine. So this angle we need to simplify. So its front side is 4, take it square, equals to the rest of the two sides, the root 20 square plus root 20 square minus 2 into root 20 into root 20, and cos of the angle between the two sides is theta. 4 times 4 is 16. This is 20 plus 20 minus 2 root 20 its square and cos of theta. This is 16 equals to 40 minus 2 into 20 cos theta. Okay. 16 equals to 40 minus 40 cos of theta. So 16 minus 40 equals to minus 40 cos theta. So we can say 16 take away 40 is negative 24 equals to negative of 40 cos theta. Negative is cancelled out with negative sign. So 24 divided by 40, this is your cos theta. Okay, 24 over 40 is 3 by 5. 3 by 5 is cos theta. Now simplify, the theta value is cos inverse of 3 by 5. This is in degrees of radians. It's radians, right? So let me convert my calculator mode into radians. Cos inverse of 3 by 5 is 0.92729. Up to 4 significant figures we need to simplify. This value is 0.927295 radians. Okay, sorry, it's radians. Okay, up to 4 significant figure, 1 2 3 and 4, this shifted to 3. So theta is 0.9273 radians. Up to 4 significant figure, this term is rounded up. Now for part D, find the parameter and the area of the segment shaded in the diagram. Let's see which segment is shaded in the diagram. Okay. So first thing, we need to find out the parameter. So the arc length AB and the length AB, that is the parameter. We know the length of AB is 4. The arc length for this sector is radius times theta. We know the radius, we know the theta. Let's find out the parameter first. We can say the parameter the length AB plus the arc length AB. That is the parameter. So the length AB is 4. We just got 4. Arc length is radius times theta. So 4 radius value is root 20 times the theta value is 0.99273. Okay. 0.9273 multiplied by root of 20, 4.147 plus 4, which is 8.15. We can say 8.15 is the parameter of the shaded segment, right? The next thing is to figure out the area of the shaded region. Okay, so this is a shaded region. So first we need to solve for area of this sector ACB and subtract the area of this triangle. You will get the shaded area. Okay, shaded area of sector minus area of triangle. Okay, so the sector area in terms of radians is half radius square theta, and area of a triangle is half AB sine C. This formula I'm going to use. Okay, so this is half. So what is the radius of a sector? Root 20 square, and the theta is 0.9273 minus area of a triangle is half. The two sides are root 20 into root 20 and sine of theta. Theta is this angle is theta. This implies shaded area is 0.9273 multiply 20 divided by 2, 9.273, 9.273 subtract, okay, root 20 multiply by root 20 divided by 2 and multiply by sine of 0.9273. This is 8.00. So 9.273, yeah, subtract answer 1.27. 1.27 square units is the shaded area. Question number 11. The diagram shows the curve with equation. This is a curve, and the equation of the curve is given to us for x should be greater than 0. The curve crosses the x-axis. When the curve crosses the x-axis, it means its y component is equals to 0 at point A and point B and has a minimum point M. M is the minimum point. Part A, find the exact coordinates of M. Okay, so exact coordinates of M, it means we need to figure out the minimum point. So we know that for minimum point, maximum point, stationary point, or the turning points, you have to put the first derivative equals to 0. dy over dx is equals to 0. We have y, but we don't have dy over dx. So first solve for dy by dx. So dy over dx, this is, we have 2 is as it is, the power rule apply, the power rule of differentiation, the power base power minus 1, and the derivative of x is 1, minus 3 is as it is, then applying the power minus 1 over 3, the base function is x, its power is minus 1 over 3 minus 1, and the derivative of x is 1, and the 1 derivative is 0. Okay, so that is minus 4 over 3 and x to the power 3, minus 3 and minus 2 is minus 5 by 3. And this 3 and 3 is cancelled out, plus x to the power 3 and 1 is minus 4 over 3. This is the derivative, right? Now for minimum point, we have to put it equals to 0. Now when dy over dx is equals to 0, we can say minus 4 over 3 x to the power minus 5 over 3 and plus x to the power minus 4 over 3. This would be equals to 0. Okay, so if we can say minus 4 over 3 x to the power minus minus 4 over 3 into x to the power minus 1 over 3 plus x to the power minus 4 over 3. This is equals to 0 because we can write down minus 5 as minus 4 minus 1, right? So we can take x to the power minus 4 by 3 common. We are left with minus 4 over 3, x to the power minus 1 by 3 plus 1 equals to 0. Now this implies x to the power minus 4 over 3, this is equals to 0, or minus 4 over 3 x to the power minus 1 by 3 plus 1 is equals to 0. Here x value is 0, right? So we cannot take x is equals to 0 from here. Okay, now let me solve the next one. So minus 4 by 3 and x to the power 1 by 3, this is equals to minus 1. What I did, I shift the negative power to the denominator to make it positive. Let me simplify this further. So 1 over x to the power 1 over 3, this becomes minus 1, and the reciprocal of minus 4 by 3 is 3 over minus 4. Minus is cancelled with minus. We can say 1 over x to the power 1 over 3 would be equals to 3 by 4. Okay. And reciprocal on both sides. If I took the reciprocal of both sides, we are left with x to the power 1 over 3 over 1 equals to 4 over 3. Okay. Now here x to the power 1 over 3 equals to 4 over 3. Now taking the cube on both sides to get rid of this value. So x is equals to 4 cube is 64 and 3 cube is 27. This is x coordinate for m. We need to find both coordinates, the y coordinate as well. Now put x value in curve. Into the equation of curve, y would be equals to 2x is 64 over 27 and its power is minus 2 by 3, minus 3x is 64 over 27 and its power is minus 1 over 3 and plus 1, right? This is a curve. I just substitute the x value to get the y coordinate for m, the exact one, right? Okay, let me simplify 64 over 27 and take its power minus 2 by 3. Multiply by 2 and y is 9 over 8. 64 over 27 and its power is minus 1 over 3. 3 times minus 3. Minus 9 by 4 and plus 1. Minus 9 by 4 plus 1 and add up with 9 over 8. This is minus 1 by 8. Minus 1 over 8. So we can say the exact coordinates of m are 64 over 27 and minus 1 over 8. These are the exact coordinates for the minimum point. For part B, find the area of the region bounded by the curve and the line segment AB. Area of the region which is bounded by this curve and the line segment AB. So this area we need to figure out. So this is basically the area between the line and the curve. So line is at the top, right? So area of the line minus area of the curve. Area between the line and the curve, line is at the top, so line minus the curve. Okay. So we can say area between line and curve is equals to integration of line minus integration of curve. We have the curve and we need the definite integrals a and b, the limits. Okay, so the equation of curve, we have given the curve which is y is equals to 2x to the power minus 2 by 3 minus 3x to the power minus 1 over 3 and plus 1. And what is equation of line? Equation of line, so here the equation of line, you can see the y equals to 0 is the equation of line. Y is equals to 0 is the equation of line. We need to find what is a and b, the values from which to which coordinate. Basically we need this is a and this is b, the x coordinate. The small a and the small b is basically the x coordinate of a and b. Okay, so the y coordinate is obviously 0. Just solve for the x coordinate. The curve cross the x axis at point A and B. So solve for the coordinates of A and B. Since the curve crosses the x-axis, it means y component equals to 0 in the equation of curve. So this is equation of curve. When you put y coordinate equals to 0, it means 2x to the power minus 2 by 3 minus 3x to the power minus 1 by 3 plus 1 is equals to 0. Okay, so we can say let t is equals to x to the power minus 1 by 3. So we do a supposition. So this is 2t square minus 3t plus 1 is equals to 0. When you take it square, it's minus 2 by 3 and it's square, right? So we can factorize this. 2 times 1 is 2, minus 2 minus 1 is negative 3. 2t square minus 2t minus t plus 1 equals to 0. Take 2 and t common. T minus 1 is left. Negative 1 is common. T minus 1 is left. Two factors are t minus 1 and 2t minus 1 equals to 0. Put both factors separately equals to 0 and solve for t. T minus 1 is equals to 0 and 2t minus 1 is equals to 0. Here the t value is positive 1 and here the t value is 1 shift on the other side becomes positive 1 and divided by 2 minus 1 by 2. Sorry, 1 by 2. Now put it back. What is t? T is minus x to the power minus 1 over 3 is 1 and x to the power minus 1 over 3 is 1 by 2. Okay, so we can say that this is 1 over x to the power 1 by 3, which is 1, and 1 over x to the power 1 by 3 is 1 by 2. 1 over 1. Let's take a reciprocal on both sides. We have to take a reciprocal of both sides for this one and for this one. So this is x to the power 1 over 3, 1 by 1 reciprocal is 1, x to the power 1 by 3, 1 by 2 reciprocal is 2, right? Now to solve, taking the cube on both sides. Here the x value is 1 cube is 1 and here the x value is 2 cube is 8. So x is 1 and x is equals to 8, right? So the a coordinate is 1 0 and the b coordinates are 8 and 0. So the a value is 1 here and the b value is small b value is 8 here. So from 1 to 8 we have to integrate the line minus 1 to 8, integrate the curve. You will get the area between the region bounded by the curve and the line segment AB. So now the area is integration from 1 to 8 of line y equals to 0 dx minus integration from 1 to 8 of the curve. The curve is 2x to the power minus 2 by 3 minus 3x to the power minus 1 over 3 plus 1 dx. Okay, 0 integration is 0. If you have any other constant number, then its integration is x, but the integration of 0 is just 0. 0 minus applying the integration 2 is a constant integration of x to the power minus 2 by 3 plus 1 over minus 2 by 3 plus 1. The power root of integration minus 3 is a constant, x to the power minus 1 by 3 plus 1 over minus 1 by 3 plus 1, and x 1 integration is just x from 1 to 8. You can see here we have 1. So integration of 1 is x, but integration of 0 is only 0. Okay. Now simplify this further. So its negative sign is outside. We have 2x to the power 3 over here, and 3 take away 2 is 1 over 3, and here 1 over 3 minus 3 x to the power 3 is here, and 3 minus 1 is 2 by 3 over 2 by 3 plus x from 1 to 8. Further simplified, minus 2 multiply 1 over 3 is 3 over 1 x to the power 1 by 3, minus sign is outside, okay, minus 3 2 by 3 is 3 by 2 x to the power 2 by 3 plus x from 1 to 8, minus 2 times 3 is 6 x to the power 1 over 3 minus 3 times 3 is 9 by 2 x to the power 2 by 3 and plus x from 1 to 8. Now open the negative sign. Minus 6x to the power 1 over 3 minus times minus is plus 9 over 2 x to the power 2 by 3, and negative times positive is negative x, and the limits is from 1 to 8. Applying the upper limit, which is 8, and the lower limit is 1. Okay, when I apply the limits, the area becomes 6 a to the power 1 over 3 with a negative sign and plus 9 by 2 8 to the power 2 by 3 and minus 8. This is the upper limit. Subtract the lower limit is minus 6. 1 to the power anything is 1 plus 9 by 2. Again 1 to the power anything is 1 minus 1. Further simplification, we have a to the power 1 by 3 multiply negative 6 is minus 12. A to the power 2 by 3 multiply by 9 divided by 4 is 9 plus 9 minus 8 minus we have negative 6 negative 1 and add 9 by 2 minus 5 by 2 and simplify this. Minus 12 plus 9 minus 8 is negative of 11 minus 11 and minus times minus plus 5 by 2 minus 11 plus 5 divided by 2 is, wait, area never be negative. Let me double check the limits. Okay, 8 to the power 1 by 3 times by 6. It's 12, right? 8 to the power 2 by 3 times by 9 divided by 2. It's 18. That was the mistake. Okay. 18 minus 12 minus 8 minus 2. Minus 2 and add 5 by 2. Now it's positive 1 by 2. Yeah. So now that area is 0.5 square units. Okay. So that was the last question of our paper. If you have any queries, please let me know in the comment section and please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Take care.